They rose only 0.1%, half what economists expected. And there's good news for air passengers. Airfares last month fell 5.5%. That's the biggest one-month decline in ticket prices in 2 decades. That's because airlines are paying a lot less for jet fuel. Tom Busby, CNBC.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH Plus. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
Do you want to learn how to earn commissions of up to 20% by laundering millions of foreign dollars?
Well, we can't help you with that. But among the many IT problems we solve, Barracuda's email security solutions keep email phishing attacks like this from entering your business network and any valuable data from leaking out. Reclaim your network like 150,000 other businesses have. To learn more about stopping email-borne threats, visit barracuda.com/email.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Good afternoon. It's 12:03. I'm Di Rice with the latest in live local news here on Kcaa 1050 AM. A marathon public hearing on the proposed World Logistics Center is drawing some heated comments. The City Council is weighing the prospect of more jobs and an improved economic climate versus the likelihood of more traffic congestion and the degradation of air quality from diesel soot that is generated by the trucks. The mega warehouse project would cover over 3,800 acres in the eastern portion of Moreno Valley. The World Logistics Center would force a change in certain elements of the city's general plan that currently exist for community development, parks, recreation, open space, traffic, public safety, and conservation. The hearing is expected to continue tonight. And unauthorized drones flying near wildfires have become an increasing problem for firefighters, according to statements from several officials during a state hearing yesterday in Sacramento. Lawmakers are discussing ways to ground drones that interfere with aerial firefighting. In the inland area, the unauthorized civilian use of unmanned aerial drones delayed firefighters from extinguishing at least 3 of this year's wild forest fires. Altogether, more than a dozen unauthorized aircraft have entered fire zones this summer, according to CAL FIRE Director Ken Pemlott. Inland Empire weather today, mix of sun and clouds out there. Highs expected to still climb up to about 88 degrees. Right now we're at 84 degrees here in San Bernardino. Checking out your drive, not too bad out there through Moreno Valley. You do have some stop and go on the 60 eastbound between Redlands Boulevard and Jackrabbit Trail. Also, we do have some good news for you. Through Corona, an accident has cleared on the 15 northbound between Wyrick Road, and that was an injury crash involving a downed motorcyclist. So keep that in mind as you are driving on those freeways. Look out for those motorcycle drivers. Bear Forest Products remind us of this fact. Blood gives life and donors are needed year-round. If you've given blood before, give again and bring a friend. A blood donor is good for life. This important message is made courtesy of Bear Forest Products. your wholesale trade distributors at 4685 Brook Hollow Circle in Riverside. Call 951-727-1767 and like them on Facebook too. Bear Forest Products is proudly serving the Riverside community. That is the very latest in news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
They were calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show because we talk about you. The phone number is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. South Bend, Indiana starts this hour. Nick is calling. Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm great, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Thank you guys for taking my call. I love listening to your show and all the principles you teach.
Well, thank you. How can I help today?
Well, I'm calling about my dad. I'm trying to convince him that, kind of show him some of your principles and what you talk about, the debt snowball and stuff like that. And just recently, he is deciding he wants to buy new windows for his house. So he's had the people come over and do all the measurements and give him the quote and everything. And he's all excited because he's like, oh, it's 0% for 5 years, and I can pay this much, and I can get it paid off in 3 years or whatever. And I know he has some other credit cards and some other payments. And I'm trying to teach him, show him that, hey, let's pay everything down and first, and then pay cash for stuff like that instead of always adding more payments, even though he can, maybe at the moment he can handle them, but, God forbid something ever happened, he loses that job or something, and all of a sudden that $100 payment seems like $1 million.
Okay. And what did he say?
Well, I haven't talked to him about the windows yet, or I haven't said that to him yet, but I've kind of talked about like the debt snowball, and he talks about, well, I pay an extra on everything, and I can get stuff. It's the same as doing the snowball. I can still get stuff this paid off by this time and this paid off by this time, and he thinks he's still gonna win, but I see kind of a cycle.
Well, you can't get out of a hole if you keep digging out the bottom.
Right.
So if he keeps turning going back in debt, he's not going to ever get out of debt, and that's how he's run his whole life. How old is he?
55.
Okay. So you're what? You're 25 or 30?
27.
27. Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like he's not really interested in your opinion.
Right. Yeah, I see that too.
That's what it sounds like. And we call that the powdered butt syndrome. It's hard to talk to your parents about stuff like this because they powdered your butt.
Right.
And so they don't think anything about, they don't really want your opinion on sex or money. Unless they get to the point that you are doing so well with money and they want your opinion. Or they see, if they look over at you and your wife are paying off a bunch of debt and you're having all these high fives and you're all these celebrations and you're winning with money, and they look over and then they ask the question, how did you do that? And then now they actually care. But right now this is kind of like a casual conversation, like a politics conversation or something over a cup of coffee.
Right.
And so somehow we've got to get it to where it's a little bit more serious conversation with him. one thing you could do, there's two approaches or three approaches. One is you need someone to speak to his life that has credibility with him. And that could be his brother who's really good with money, who he actually admires, tells him this is a bad idea, and then he needs to listen to you and get out of debt, or his dad, or whoever he respects. It could just be a friend that's really good at business and good with money. Whoever he respects speaks into his life. Another version of that, of course, is you could just say, hey, Dad, I just read this book, and it's rocking my world. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And, hey, take a look at this thing. I bought you a copy, and drop it off, and I'll give you one to give him, a Total Money Makeover book, and let's see if he picks it up and reads it. Because I'm the expert from afar. I've got more credibility than you because he never powdered my butt. You follow me?
Right, exactly.
And so that's one way to do it. The second way to do it is for you and your situation to become so impressive that over time you have credibility with him then, and he actually asks.
That's what I'm trying to do.
And so what you've got to do in that case is you got to talk more about what's happening with you than what's happening with him. Hey, we just paid off another debt. Hey, Dad, I paid off $42,000 in the last 16 months. This is so cool. I'm doing that on only $65,000 a year, or whatever your numbers are. I just made those up, okay? But you're just talking about you. You're not going, Dad, you're stupid for putting these windows on 0% over 5 years. That's ridiculous. That's different than you talking about you winning.
Right.
Because then we're trying to get him to ask you, hey, tell me about that. What's going on with that? Because, I'll give you an example, okay? My son the other day is 23 years old. He picked up my smartphone, and he's like, Dad, I'm so sick of your built-in playlist that you downloaded off of iTunes and put on here 4 years ago, and you've never updated it. Do you not even know how to spell Pandora or Stitcher? I'm like, no, I don't even know what that stuff is. He put Pandora on my phone, and I started listening to it. But he's got credibility with me on technology stuff because I don't know beans about it, and he knows all the cool stuff, right?
Right.
And so I was, even though he's my kid, I listened to him on that. But he proved that he's got cool stuff going on in that area before he tried to go, you're an idiot, man, on this phone stuff. And you need to instead he just said, hey, I'm going to put this on your phone, try it. And because I'm sick of listening to this other stuff in the boat all the time.
Right.
And I'm immediately addicted because it's pretty cool. I'm learning a whole new thing about it. So you can do it that way, and I'll give you a copy of the book. And between those two types of conversations, maybe you can speak into his life and sell him on not doing what the window salesman's trying to get him to do. Hold on, I'll have Kelly pick up. We'll send you a Total Money Makeover book as my gift to your dad. That's very cool. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Scott follows me on Twitter. You can do that at Dave Ramsey. And I will tell you that I probably need to give you a disclaimer every so often on Twitter. I answer Twitter things. And I had a guy come on this morning and go, you can't do that. That's greedy, and that's the wrong motivation and this stuff. And stop saying that. And I just tweeted back, no. The only problem with that is there's 670,000 people following the Dave Ramsey account, so other people started commenting to him that he was wrong. That was 7 hours ago, and they still are. So, if you're going to criticize me in the Twitter feed, you need to probably think before you do that because it's not always a pleasant experience. I'll just help you with that. So, I don't mind the criticism. It's just if you're going to get up on the porch with the big dogs, you need to be able to bark, okay? So that's how that works. It's a problem. So anyway, do you recommend a certain ratio of assets to be divided between real estate and mutual funds, Scott asks. No, I do not. That would depend upon the person's love of real estate. Some people can't stand landlording, and they need to have a very low or no real estate ratio. I love real estate, so by far, I'm heavy in real estate, real heavy in real estate. Plus, I bought a bunch of real estate a few years ago at a great deal, and it's all gone up in value, so that's even made it worse.
Men, have you been going along just to get along? Have you been misunderstood for too long now? Well, finally, it's a show made just for you. The Men's Advocate Show with Linda Gross every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on the station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050 AM.
is KCAA.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Desperate? Nothing to do? Just like some abuse?
Oh, God!
Well, then tune into The Poor Man weekdays at 2 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM. Tired of spending too much money on an ad and then trying to find your ad in the newspaper, buried among hundreds, even thousands of other ads? Isn't it time you got a great deal when you were trying to sell that car, that dining room set, that refrigerator, or offering your handyman services? Now you can in the Nickel Shopper. For as little as $7.50 per week, your ad can be seen by thousands of eyeballs in the high desert, and they're getting the Nickel Shopper for free. Call today to place your ad in the Nickel Shopper, 760-646-3654, or go to thenickelshopper.com for all the details, 760-646-3654. The Nickel Shopper. Now in the IE.
Bear Forest Products reminds us of this fact. Blood gives life, and donors are needed year-round. If you've given blood before, give again and bring a friend. A blood donor is good for life. This important message is courtesy of Bear Forest Products, your wholesale trade distributors at 4685 Brook Hollow Circle in Riverside. Call 951-727-1767 and like them on Facebook too. Bear Forest Products is proudly serving the Riverside community.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
Hi, this is Bob with Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. Tune in every Thursday afternoon from 3 until 4 at KCAA Radio 1050, and we will be there to answer your real estate questions, the latest real estate news, and to talk to the leaders of the real estate industry. Our Real Estate Talk, you can find out how to stop your foreclosure, first-time homebuyer information, loan modifications, different kinds of loans you can buy with, short sale strategies, and real estate investing and more. So don't forget, tune in every Thursday afternoon at 3 for Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. You'll be glad you did.
Thinking negative thoughts. It is so interesting to me the number of you that refuse to be confused by the facts. I mean, you just, no matter what someone says, you've got your little way of viewing the world that's wrong, but you're stuck in stinking thinking. Give you an example. When I tell people that, and I put it on Twitter this morning, 34%, the number one category of millionaires are self-employed people. 34% of the millionaires are self-employed. Number 2 categories, professionals. Less than 1% of millionaires are actors, athletes, and music people put together. All of them put together don't even add up to 1% of the millionaires. There's about 9.4 million millionaires in America today. 88% of them are first-generation rich, meaning they started with nothing. The number of people that tweet back and go, oh, well, they had privilege. They grew up in wealthy families even if they started with nothing. The number of you that just cannot accept the fact that people in America become millionaires bootstrapping it because you're so stuck in your stinking thinking is horrid. Here's the problem. When you say that because you believe it, you 100% of the time ensure you're not going to be one because you kick into play a self-fulfilling prophecy. Let me explain to you what I mean. If you truly believe that the only way people become wealthy is inherited wealth, then you're never going to be wealthy. And what that does is it gives you an excuse for being a freaking failure. That's what you're really wanting. You're really wanting an excuse to never do anything because the system is rigged. I can never do it because it's never been done because those statistics aren't accurate. And they are accurate. But if you actually decided, well, I've always thought that everybody inherited wealth and that's where it came from, but look, the real numbers are 9 out of 10 millionaires started with nothing and became millionaires. Maybe I can do it. Now all of a sudden you don't get to be a victim anymore. Now all of a sudden you have to be a person of purpose, a person of destiny. Once you realize that other people have done it and you're other people, you could do it too. Now the responsibility is square on your shoulders and you can't whine and blame everybody else. That's what stinking thinking does. Is it ensures that as a victim, you will remain a victim. As an entitled victim who never has gotten off their butt because they don't believe their destiny is out there. And it's not really a political thing, but it turns into a political thing, doesn't it? Because then you get into all of this wealth equality crap that's flying around out there. Because the only reason that you would worry about wealth equality is if you thought you didn't have a chance. Well, not everybody's like you, Dave. Well, thank God. My wife says. You know, truly you can do whatever you want to do in this country. And I'm going to keep telling you that over and over and over, even if you victims with stinking thinking don't think it's accurate. And if you keep on, about 3 or 4 of those little negative tweets like that, I'm just going to assume you're a stupid liberal and block you and move on. They're smart liberals, but they're stupid liberals. And that's a stupid liberal when you do that stuff. Because what you're saying is the government needs to come in and fix my life, and there needs to be a government program because I'm too trifling to get off my butt and do something myself. That's stupid. I can't help you then. If you're stuck in that, I can't help you. And I'm not going to put up with you in my Twitter feed, so I'll just block you. I'm not even bothering with a mute, just blocked. Because I don't want that crap going in my brain. Because it just makes me mad for you that you're so hopeless and you're such a victim. So don't be a hopeless victim. When someone presents facts in front of you that indicate that you have an opportunity to win, that should inspire hope. Not, Dave, you shouldn't put out a millionaire tweet because that makes you look greedy. How did it make me look greedy? I defined financial success. I gave you a target to aim at. That doesn't make me look greedy. It makes you look stupid if you say it makes me look greedy. That's all it makes. So this is how this works. So why do I bring all this up? Because I'm defensive about my Twitter account? Yes and no. Really, the thing is that it just bothers me that when I get into an interaction with the general public like that I see the number of people that are stuck without hope in a victim mentality. They're stuck with stinking thinking. As Henry Ford said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can, if you think you can't, you're right. Teach your children that this is America and that they can do things if they will get up off their little tails and go do them. It's a very cool opportunity that's out there. These are some of the best times in the history of the world right now to build wealth and to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You have opportunity coming out your ears. People can have an idea and put it out there. I talked to an 18-year-old the other day that had developed 5 apps for this little kids game called Farm something or other, and these apps were like $3, and he had made $2.5 million. He's 18 years old. And he developed an app for a kids game, 5 apps for a kids game. And these kids pay $5 for an app on how to more efficiently farm on Farm Cyber World or whatever the flip that stuff is. And the kid's 18 years old. His dad's working for him. He's killing it. But you know why? Because his dad told him that this could happen. That you can go out in the marketplace and win. Oh, and I can't stand the whining of the victims. Don't be a victim. Be a victor. Mark's with us. Mark is in Colorado Springs. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I got a quick question about life insurance. I got a term life insurance policy, and I got a notice in the mail about converting it to permanent life insurance.
I'll bet you did.
I just want to know, what the difference was and what you recommend there.
Okay. Never buy permanent life insurance. That's whole life insurance. Okay. It is the payday lender of the middle class. Let me explain why. Okay. How much term life insurance do you have currently?
$250,000.
And you're how old?
27.
Okay. And so you're paying what a month?
About $31.
Okay. And so if we multiply that by 20, probably about $600 a month, you could get $250,000 in whole life or permanent insurance. Did they give you a quote?
No, they didn't. She was just telling me how great it is to,
because she sells that crap,
accrue money and pay off a car or something later on in life.
Yeah, so here's the thing. If you pay an extra, instead of $31, you paid an extra $500 a month, the policy is permanent. It stays in place forever. Well, I bet it does, because you're overpaying for it, right? And then what happens is it builds up a savings account inside of it called cash value. The problem is the cash value, the rate of return on that money that you're investing in addition to the purchase of your insurance is about 1.2% on average.
Oh, wow.
Horrible rate of return for a long-term investment. Problem number 2 is if you want your money out of this policy, there's only 2 ways to get it out. One is cancel the policy, which kind of defeats the purpose. Or 2 is you can borrow the money out of the policy and pay them interest. By the way, that's your money because you've been paying extra to build it up, but you can borrow your own money and pay them interest. Well, that would be stupid. And then problem number 3, which is the worst part of the whole thing, is let's say you build up $50,000-$60,000 in there finally after all these years. You die. They're going to pay $250,000. What happened to your $50,000 that you paid extra to build up? They keep it because it only pays the face value of the policy. So always buy inexpensive term insurance. Go to Zander Insurance and get a quote. You'll beat what you've got right now, Mark. Zander, Z-A-N-D-E-R, insurance.com, and do your investing anywhere else other than in insurance.
This is KCAA.
California headline news: the drought resulting in 500,000 acres of normally productive California farmland left unused.
With that 500,000 acres go a lot of jobs and a lot of farm livelihood.
UC Davis researchers releasing a new study estimating nearly $2 billion in agricultural losses from this 4th year of drought. Oil and business lobbies waging an aggressive fight against a state lawmaker's effort to cut gas use in half by 2030, saying it leaves everyday Californians in the dust.
Look, this is a bad bill. California seems to have this obsession with mandating.
Tom Scott with the National Federation for Independent Business. The bill would also require public utilities generate 50% of electricity from renewable energy sources by the year 2030. Actress Yvonne Craig, best known for her role as Batgirl on the TV series Batman in the 1960s, has died of cancer in Pacific Palisades. She was 78. Geico weather dipping into the 70s in Southern California. Slight chance for moisture in the northern region of the state. Jeff Scott, California News.
What's that sound you're hearing, California? Might sound like a regular train. It's not. It's a savings train. And the lucky people boarding it just switched to Geico and save money on their car insurance.
All aboard! Next up, Cha-Ching City! Then on to Blissburg!
Yep, California. That's the sound of savings.
For a free rate quote, visit geico.com and see how much you could save. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And now, a touching moment while staying in touch with Geico.
It was a warm summer day. I was just sitting on a porch watching a babbling brook roll by. Then, out of the blue, I got an update from my Geico app saying my claim had been processed. I felt so connected to nature, to Geico. I stayed there the whole afternoon until that guy told me to stop trespassing on his porch. Sheesh, what was his problem?
Claim status updates just a few taps away on the Geico app.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. Riley's Farm Theater Company is proud to present Rockabilly Nights in scenic Oak Glen this August. The historic apple packing shed theater on Riley's Farm is the home of summer's hottest 1950s themed event. Guests can take a country hayride through the scenic apple and pear orchards before feasting on mouth-watering diner specialties, drinking fresh milkshakes and local brews on tap, and dancing the night away. Live music will keep the joint jumping on Saturday nights with the fan favorite Sham Rockabilly band Craig Haas. Rockabilly Nights will be held each Saturday this month at the Packing Shed on Riley's Farm at 12261 South Oak Glen Road in Oak Glen. Doors open early, dinner is at 6 p.m., and Sham Rockabilly band Craig Haas takes the stage from 7 till 9:30. Admission includes live music and dancing, including dance instruction at 8 and a tractor hayride through scenic Oak Glen. Make your reservations now at rileysfarm.com or call 909-790-8463. 909-790-8463. And that's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Men, have you been going along just to get along? Have you been misunderstood for too long now? Well, finally, it's a show made just for you. The Men's Advocate Show with Linda Gross every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Tom Ladd. For this afternoon, it'll be sunny today. Expect a high near 88. A light westerly wind increasing to 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Patchy fog after 11 p.m. tonight. Otherwise partly cloudy, low around 65. The outlook for Thursday, patchy fog before 11 a.m. Otherwise sunny and a high near 88. Patchy fog after 11 a.m. Thursday night. Otherwise cloudy with a low around 64. That's your weather forecast for this hour. From the station that leaves no listener behind, NBC News Radio, AM 1050 KCAA.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you are here. Kim is with us in Columbia, South Carolina. Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Oh, well, my general question is, my husband and I are on the brink of not being able to pay our bills probably in the next month or two. So I'm wondering, file for bankruptcy or take from my IRA to kind of cut down some of our monthly debt.
What happened?
Well, it's a long story, but we have 3 mortgages. We have 3 houses. One we rent out, and that covers more than the mortgage. The other one is on the market to be sold, and then the other one we live in. But back in December, my husband and I separated, and we have just kind of, things have just kind of fallen apart. We have since decided that reconciliation is possible, so that's the good news. But the bad news is that our finances are beating us up, and it's time that we do something.
How much is your house payment in the house you live in?
The current house payment is $1,600.
Okay, and what is your household take-home pay per month now that you're reconciled?
I'm a stay-at-home mom. He makes about $90,000 a year.
Okay, so that house is affordable.
Yes.
How much other debt, other than the other 2 houses, other than the 3 houses, do you have?
We have quite a bit, actually. I have a car payment.
How much do you owe on the car?
We owe $9,000 on the car.
Okay, what about the
net? We still have to pay our 2014 taxes. That's $5,000. That's coming up.
What else?
We have a $1,300 Visa debt. We have a second mortgage of $28,000. A Home Depot credit card for $1,400.
On this house, on the house you live in?
No, on the house that we rent out.
Okay. All right.
And we have a 401k loan from my husband's 401k.
And how much is that?
$19,000.
Okay. All right. That is not bankruptable. The IRS is not bankruptable. The car is not bankruptable unless you surrender it. Right. The houses aren't bankruptable unless you surrender them.
Oh.
You don't get to keep a house and not pay the payment, or keep the car and not pay the payment.
Right.
So bankruptcy sounds like $1,300.
Right. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's probably not. So let's come up with something else. All right. Now, here's what we need to do. You guys are discombobulated because of the relationship strain in the house.
Yes.
So what we need to do is the 2 of you need to really spend some intense time carefully and calmly, with no blame, discussing what's important and what's not important. And let me help you walk through that. I'll give you a head start, okay? We're going to do a written budget with the take-home pay from his $90,000. We're going to stop adding to a 401k because we're in the middle of a disaster. We don't do investing in the middle of a disaster.
Right, and we have not made payments into our 401k or the HSA that we have since December.
Good. Okay, that's good. That's step 1. Now, when all the money's coming home, they could come home then. Oh, by the way, did you get a tax refund?
No, we owe.
Okay, good. That's where the $5,000 came from. Okay, good. All right, so when all the money comes home, then we're going to make a list of what's important. Let me help you with that. You need to put a budget amount for food first. Lights and water second. And I'm not talking about eating out when I'm talking about food. You're a homemaker. You're baking at home.
Yep.
You don't have the money to eat out. Eating out's a privilege. You're broke.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we're going to eat. We're going to keep the lights and water on. We're going to pay the house payment. And pay the car payment. You there?
Yep.
Okay. Because if you did all of that, it'd feel okay, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm starting to breathe again. And guess what? By the time you do all that, you're still going to have thousands of dollars a month left.
Right.
After I just did food, lights, and water.
Yep.
Gas for the car payment, and the house payment. You seeing me? All right. Yeah. So we're doing food. Go back to 7th grade civics, food, shelter, clothing, transportation, and utilities.
Right.
A little bit of basic money for clothing budgeted, but you probably don't need many clothes. You probably got enough to get by for a little while.
I sure do.
Okay. All of you. So, now, then the big problem in this are these other houses. Now, the house that's on the market, what is it worth? What's it on the market for?
It's on the market for $225,000.
And what do you owe on it?
Let me see. $146,000.
So you got a bunch of equity in this thing.
We do. We just need the house to sell, and we're
Cut the price.
What's that?
Cut the price.
Okay.
Deep. Drop it to
Okay.
$195 today.
Okay.
And tell the realtor to get some offers because we're going to drop this thing every week until it sells.
Right.
Every $5,000 a week till it sells. I'm just making this up.
Right.
But look, you're getting ready to lose it.
Right.
There's $60,000 in equity sitting there.
Right.
Drop it to $195 today. Let's get rid of it. It's killing you.
Okay. Yeah, it is killing me.
Yeah, and get the rental property on the market.
Okay.
You don't need to be a landlord.
Okay.
You're broke.
Right.
Is this feeling okay?
Say that again?
Is this feeling okay?
Well, it feels okay to me. I'm not sure if my husband's going to feel okay about it.
Well, you called me about filing bankruptcy.
Exactly.
And bankruptcy's not going to fix the problem. What's going to fix the problem is amputation.
Yes. Yes, I'm ready. I am ready.
If you'll start amputating, you're not only going to survive, you're going to become healthy.
Yes.
Because,
yes.
we're getting rid of the second mortgage. We're getting rid of really everything but the 401k loan, the tax loan. You ain't got much debt once we get past these stupid mortgages.
Right.
And, and then the answer to the question is yes, before I'd file bankruptcy, after I'd sold everything, if you still don't survive. But, of course, you would survive then. But if you still didn't, yes, I'd take money out of my retirement to survive before I file bankruptcy. But the stuff that you're doing here, you don't need to do that. I mean, you could clear up this car debt and this stupid little MasterCard debt and the tax debt with a $90,000 income if all you had was a house payment.
Right.
It's the houses that are killing you. Now, let's pretend that you can't pay something.
Okay.
It's the rental property. Because it's not got much equity in it.
Right.
If we're going to lose something, that's the first one we lose. Let's pretend you can't pay something else.
Okay.
It's the house with all the equity, which I don't want you to lose that one.
Right.
But don't pay it. It'll take them 6 months to 12 months to get around to foreclosing.
Okay.
So drop the price and quit paying the payment and keep dropping the price till you get it sold and put some money. Oh, by the way, when that sells, it pays off all your debt, doesn't it?
It does. Yes, it does. And
wait a minute. We're debt free, but your house.
When we saw what was coming down the line as far as getting into some financial trouble, we were like, let's get a house on the market. And so we did. And
it just hadn't sold.
So close to a closing, and then the closing fell through. And so here we are.
Yeah. I hate that we're going to sell it too cheap, but I love that it's going to fix all your problems when we do.
It will. Yes, it will.
So, whoopee.
Yeah.
Dump it. Get your life back.
Then I can concentrate on the marriage.
Well, let me just tell you. You get all this financial pressure off your marriage, it's going to help.
It will definitely help. Right now, we can't even talk about anything else.
Yeah, and let me give you a couple hints on that before I let you go.
Okay.
When there's financial stress in the house, most men struggle with self-esteem because we like to, bring the bacon home. And when there's not enough bacon coming in, we feel like we're not providing. He may or may not verbalize that, but if you do anything that attacks his sense of worth by what you say, you are lighting him up.
Yes, I don't want to do that.
You've probably seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And go ahead and tell him what I said. And what I said is this. Having done financial counseling all these years, the way it attacks a lady is fear.
Yeah.
And so you need reassurance.
Yeah.
Not extra fear piled into the conversation. And you don't want to be lied to. You're not weak, but you do need just some extra hugs just to say this is going to be okay. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
Because it gets rid of the fear.
Yeah.
Because you're going to win. You can turn this around.
We are.
You call me back and let me know how this turns out, because this is going to be a good story. You guys are going to make it. The marriage is going to make it, and you're not bankrupt. Isn't that cool? This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Men, have you been going along just to get along? Have you been misunderstood for too long now? Well, finally, it's a show made just for you. The Men's Advocate Show with Linda Gross every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on the station that leaves no listener behind. Kcaa 1050 AM.
is KCAA.
Hey, this is Steve Sanchez, and do you know in 2007, I went off to the doctor for a basic checkup, and he informed me, Steve, you got plaque built up around your heart, and you're going to need stents. I informed him, with no offense, doc, I need a second opinion. I go off to a naturopathic doctor, and he introduces me to something called Zango. It's a juice made of the whole mangosteen fruit. You know, the mangosteen fruit has been used for centuries for healing. So, hey, what do I have to lose? I tried it. 3 months later, I go back to my cardiologist, no plaque, no stents, and I'm proud to say 7.5 years later, I'm stent free. I want to turn you on to Zango because it's the only true 100% mangosteen fruit juice. It's patented. In fact, the Mayo Clinic is paying attention because they're doing an extensive study because they cannot ignore all the testimonials around the world. I want to give you a free sample of the Zango juice today. Simply call 888-309-5656. That's 888-309-5656 for your free mangosteen juice sample today from the company called Zango.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
Hello, everyone. This is Nina MD, Fusion of Science and Beauty. Listen to my show every Wednesday night, 6 p.m., KCAA 1050, where I'm going to give you the latest, greatest on anti-aging.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma.
KCAA Radio, AM 1050. Hey, tell a friend. AM 1050.
Hi, you guys, and I say guys specifically. After listening to the Men's Advocate Show.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you are with us. Well, one of the ways that we celebrate around here, because we've learned with money that, well, one of the ways you win with money is generosity. So one of the ways we celebrate is we try to be generous when we're celebrating. And we're celebrating, man. Right now, this month, we have got so many things we are happy about at Ramsey Solutions. There's so many cool things going on. 2 of them are this. The new Every Dollar online budgeting tool that's free. It has absolutely exploded. It has gone past all of our expectations, and we're already over 500,000, actually approaching 600,000 users already. And the Total Money Makeover book, 200 Weeks on the New York Times bestseller list, is just passing 5 million copies. Wow. Thank you. Thank all of you. We appreciate you. We really do. And the way we're going to say thank you is we're going to give you the best deal we've ever put out there, ever, on the Total Money Makeover. It's a celebration deal. That's what it is. And what it is this. We're going to sell the Total Money Makeover book for $16.99, and we're going to throw in $75 worth of stuff. I've never put this much stuff out there, ever, on a book. Smart Money, Smart Kids ebook. That was a #1 New York Times bestseller. The Legacy Journey ebook, national bestseller, my latest book. Complete Guide to Money ebook, national bestseller. The Total Money Makeover event video. And 3 months connectivity for the Every Dollar Plus, which gives you the that's free, that gives you the connectivity to the bank. So that's $75 worth of stuff. Now, we're going to mail you the Total Money Makeover book in early September. In the meantime, we're going to start sending those ebooks to you And you're, every week you're going to open up your email box, you're going to get something new and cool until the time we ship the book to you. This is a very, very cool offer. So go to DaveRamsey.com and get $75 worth of stuff when you buy a Total Money Makeover book for $16.99 right now. That's a deal. That's our way of saying thank you. You can go to DaveRamsey.com, or you can call customer care. They'll help you with it at 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223. Arthur is with us in Lexington, Kentucky. Hi, Arthur. How are you? Hi, Arthur. Hello. How are you?
Fine.
Good. How can I help, sir?
Got a question for you. I was with a major telephone company, and then they raised my rate up so high that I told them that they can forget this. And then once you do that, though, you get a penalty for dropping their business. Okay, and I got a call from a collection person, and then also they also sent a letter saying that they were offering a lower cost for a lower cost for not to pay off the loan.
So what do they say you owe? What do they say you owe them total, and what is the settlement offer?
It was a little bit over $600, and the settlement was a third of that.
Okay. And so why were you penalized for canceling your phone service? Was this a cell phone that you had been furnished a cell phone in the deal?
Right. It was a 2-year contract.
And you got a free phone.
I closed before the 2 years was up.
I got you. And you got a free phone in that contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you're getting penalized. Okay. So what you're going to do is end up paying for the phone. So, yeah, if you can settle that $600 for $200, that's probably a good deal. Make sure you get it in writing. Do not give them electronic access to your checking account. You either need to wire them the money, or you need to give them overnight them you can get a prepaid debit card if you want to, but nothing that's tied to your account, because I don't want them cleaning out your account.
Yeah, well, my question was, how do I know that they're not bogus?
They probably have the account number. They need to give you something in writing that says referencing account so-and-so with whatever company this was, Verizon or whoever it was, the referencing account number so-and-so that has a $642 balance. We're willing to accept $200 as settlement in full. You need to get that in writing. And once you've got that, then I would send them the $200.
Yeah, okay.
And then you keep that letter in hard copy with a copy of however you paid them stapled to it, proving you paid them, the canceled check, a copy of the cashier's check, a copy of the money order, a printout that you sent it by wire, whatever you did. You keep a copy of it stapled to that letter in a file for the rest of your life. Because it may pop up later and they come back and go, oh, no, that didn't settle. Yeah, I got a letter with the account number, settlement amount, and proof I paid it. So I owe nothing. And so if it comes back up again, you got the proof, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
Hey, man, thanks for the call. Sue's with us in Cincinnati. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hi there. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So my husband, quite a few years ago, rolled over his 401k, and it now has... And then he died about 1.5 years ago, so it's mine. And it has only about like $45,000 in it, but it is losing about $50 a month. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with it so it quits losing money.
What's it invested in?
So it's in some kind of like Prudential IRA thing. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not the smartest about this.
Okay.
But anyway,
the good news is you don't have to be that smart about it. You just have to learn a little bit. And what I would recommend is that you invested in a good growth stock mutual fund or 3, and that you learn a little bit about those in order to do that, so that you do know what it's going in. Now, my mutual funds went down last month because the stock market went down last month.
Right.
But I'm not worried about 1 month going down. I'm worried about what it does over the next 5, 10, 15 years. And that's how, so you do have some ups and downs, but it earns a whole lot more than sitting in something like a stupid CD earning 1% or something.
Right. And, I mean, years ago it did good. I think when he first rolled it over, it was making like 16%, but now it's losing.
Okay. Well, if it lost only for the last 2 months, it might not be bad. But
No,
what's bad is that you don't know anything about it. That's what's bad.
Right. But it's been losing for a long time.
Okay.
I mean, I just started checking on it and really checking on it, and it's like, okay, this thing, first it was losing like $90-something a month, and then it went down to $50-something a month, and that's been going on for, I'm thinking, about maybe 8 or 9 months.
Okay, well, it's time to do something then. Jump online at DaveRamsey.com and click on ELP for investing. That's who we recommend for investing in your area. It stands for Endorsed Local Provider. And so in order to get my endorsement, they have to have 3 things. The heart of a teacher. They have to agree to do investing the way I teach so that you're getting consistent advice. And they have to agree to take small accounts. You don't have to worry about that. This is not a small account. But in other words, I want you to sit down with them, not be intimidated, but learn from a teacher so that, because you'll have a lot more peace if you know what the money's invested in.
Right.
And you understand it. And it's your job to understand it because this money was given to you by God to manage.
Right.
And so I want you to be a manager that's doing that from knowledge. And the good news is it's not that difficult to understand, so don't be intimidated. They'll help you. But they have to have the heart of a teacher or I won't endorse them. If they just have the heart of a salesman, I don't need that. I need them to be teaching you so you make your decisions, not me. And so you make your decisions, not your investment broker. You need to make your decisions. But the way to do that is have someone advise you that has the heart of a teacher. So, DaveRamsey.com and click on ELP for Endorsed Local Provider. Pam is on Facebook. She says, I'm 55 years old. Should I be investing in a Roth 401k or a traditional one? You're right on the tipping point. I probably would do the Roth. If you were a little bit older, it starts to come out mathematically about the same at your age. I'm 55, though. I'm loading up Roth. I'm just going to load it up because it's going to grow tax-free, and I'm not going to use the money for a long, long time. Like, maybe never. The kids may just inherit it. So I'm just going to let it grow tax-free as long as I possibly can. So if you're able to do that, if you're going to keep your hands off the money, especially, then you'd want to do a Roth. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Thanks to James Childs, our producer. Blake Thompson's our executive producer. Kelly Daniel is our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, and we'll be back.
Art Bell is back, and KCAA is his home in the Inland Empire.
There are a lot of people who think that we are Martians, that there's a strong possibility that we are Martians. That's why I said us. No, I'm serious. There was a civilization on Mars. That might have been us.